Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. One thing that I've learned from talking to so many of you guys in the comment section is that we're all here because we're curious, driven, and want to stay ahead in this wild world of crypto. And let's be real, crypto moves fast, and missing a big story can feel like missing out on a golden opportunity. And that's why what we're covering today is important and you need to know it. We're covering some massive moves in the market, like XRP's biggest players are cashing out millions of dollars every single day. Yes, you heard that right. $68.5 million in tokens daily. What does that mean for XRP's price? And should you be worried or excited? Plus, we've got a major security update from CoinMarketCap about a sneaky wallet scam that they just shut down, which is a huge reminder of why you need to keep your crypto safe. These stories, they matter because they affect your wallet, your strategy, and how you navigate this space. So grab your favorite drink, hit that like button and show some love, and let's break it all down together. And trust me, you won't want to miss this. Plus, we'll be heading over to CryptoQuant to check out Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP exchange reserve. How much coin do they currently hold on all the exchanges? We'll do a deeper dive into people selling their XRP, and price could be retracing down to $1.35. CoinMarketCap, one of the most used websites for crypto, had a malicious activity on it yesterday. Plus, we'll head over to TradingView and we'll be checking out the XRP charts and the Bitcoin and Ethereum, looking for important levels of support and our next levels of resistance. Plus, we'll be looking at our short-term and long-term momentum waves and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do for you here on this channel, make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. First things first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. So we are currently at $3.16 trillion total market cap, down 1.25%. And you can see over the last 30 days, this is the lowest point it has been at in the last 30 days. Trading volume only $91 billion in the last 24 hours. When we zoom out to the yearly though, as you can see right here, we are making a new lower low, unfortunately, versus the low that we had that came to us on June 5th of 2025. And as you can see right here, this was the previous high for the range. 3.5, we had this low right here. Then we made a lower high and now a lower low. So we may be reversing market structure in the total market cap. Our next level to keep an eye on is going to be breaking below 2.95. If we continue this crazy downtrend, we need to hold 2.95. Otherwise, we could be breaking down severely back to these lower lows down here of 2.42 trillion. Now, I like to cover the total market cap for crypto for you. It is important to know what's going on to see the momentum based, not just the one coin that you love. Taking a look at the Fear and Greed Index, currently sitting at 43 in the neutral zone. Altcoin Season Index continues to drop. Now we're at 16 out of 100. We're full on Bitcoin season, meaning you should be holding Bitcoin to maximize earnings. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance now at 64.7%. up 1.72% in the last 24 hours. And taking a look at the Bitcoin ETF tracker, we did finally get the report from yesterday, $6 million worth of inflows. The day before the holiday, only $0 worth of inflows. The day before, 390. So for the week, it actually turned out okay. But again, we can see we're decreasing volume and we're having a very horrible sell-off over the weekend. When we take a look at the Ethereums, these are dailies here. We can see there's been very, very low volume, and we ended up having an $11 million sell-off at the end of the week. And right here, we are downward on volume, only $40 million versus the week before, $528 million. That is massive amounts of inflows into these projects. Soon we will have XRP ETF trackers and Solana. But until then, we're just following Bitcoin and Ethereum because they are good to follow. It does show you the momentum of the market. It's a leading indicator. As you can see, last time we had this big pump into November and December, started selling off. But really, when we started getting into the negatives week after week, price continued to tank to the downside. Right now, price is still holding above 100,000. And we are still positive as far as inflows into Bitcoin. So we'll continue to track this. Make sure you subscribe so we can keep you updated. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1 is Bitcoin at 102, 101,998 right now. Ethereum at number 2 at 2277. Tether at number 3 at $1. XRP at number 4 at $2.05. BNB at number 5, $628, and Solana at number 6 at $134. So as we continue to see price dumping over the weekend, as you know, this is obviously because of the war that's going on with Israel and Iran. We had the war that was going on between Russia and Ukraine. So now we have two potential wars. People are freaking out, selling off. Institutions continue to buy, but whales, retail traders are selling. So normal people are getting rid of their coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, while massive corporations continue to sweep them up. As you can see right here on all exchanges, Bitcoin reserves are at all-time lows, currently sitting at 2,488,000 Bitcoin left on exchanges. As you continue to see report after report that more Bitcoins are being bought every single day than can be mined, which is creating this potential for an absolute supply shock pump that no one has ever seen before when it comes to Bitcoin. Now, obviously, it's not happening yet, but we are waiting for it, and we'll be here for you when it does. As we take a look at Ethereum having the same scenario. Now, right here, it was its all-time low just a couple of days ago. But regardless, even right now, only a couple thousand more to the upside, 18,827,000 Ethereum left on all exchanges. This is all exchanges. You can pick off of different exchanges, but this one is the conglomerate of them all. Now, when we switch to XRP, unfortunately, it doesn't have the ability to do all exchanges, but we're going to be taking a look at the largest exchanges. Binance, for example. Binance still sitting at a good amount of XRP in reserves right now. They have 2,275,000,000 XRP sitting on the Binance exchange. And as you can see, we have different exchanges here. We'll go ahead and take a look at KuCoin, one of the major exchanges. They're starting to run low. Obviously, they're starting to add a bit by bit to the upside. They're currently sitting at 79 million. Bithumb, you can see they sold off almost all their XRP. Somebody bought every single one of their XRP they had at this exchange just before the pump to the upside. Now they're holding tons of XRP in their storages. They're currently sitting at 1.6 billion XRP on their exchange. So as we can see, the trend is Bitcoin's exchange reserves at all-time lows. Ethereum's exchange reserves near all-time lows. XRP still has a lot of XRP on exchanges. Obviously, we know we're still fighting against the SEC in that legal battle. Once that is over, then we'll start to see the drop in XRP in reserves on exchanges.
We just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below. Get in right now.
Now, speaking of XRP, let's talk about this real life scenario that what is going on, because the biggest earners, people that have been holding XRP for a long time, are starting to sell. The whales are unloading some of their XRP tokens, 68.5 millions per day. XRP could drop 35%, potentially revisiting $1.35 to $1.60 range on chain, and technical metrics show. And we'll go over that in this video. So TLDR, for those of you who got to fast forward, if you want to take a look at the charting when it comes to XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, that is at the end of this video. XRP's most profitable investors are realizing $68 million in profit daily, mirroring the run-up to 2017 market top. Over 70% of XRP's realized cap has formed since late 2024, making the market top heavy and vulnerable to sharp sell-offs. If selling from newer holders continues, XRP risks a 35% decline towards $1.35 and $1.60. Now, what's interesting about that right there, we know that XRP fanatics, XRP army, they have diamond hands. A lot of them do, but there are professional traders that are involved in the XRP community, the whales that are taking profits after making huge amounts. Now, imagine you've heard about XRP for years and years and years when XRP was at 55 cents. It makes a breakout all the way up to $3.40. Then XRP gets back to $2. Now you have all of these people that wish they had bought it. They see that it's not dropping. They're starting to accumulate. Well, they are still holding. But if those people start to hold on top or start to sell as well, then we could see a decline, and we'll see that in the charts here soon. XRP's realized profit by over 300% margin. Source says the glass node, as you can see right here in this image. Now, as you know, on this channel, I am very optimistic when it comes to XRP, but I do want to also bring you the other side. Better to be safe than sorry and prepared for what could potentially happen. This XRP metric mirrors a 90% crash scenario. XRP traders' behavior appears similar to what preceded the 2017 cycle top. Back then, XRP price surged over 250 from around 0.005 under a year, leading to a spike in profit-taking behavior by high margin holders. The realized profit from greater than 300% gains peaked just before the market topped, which followed by a 90% downtrend. XRP faces risks of further correction in the coming months if the fractal plays out as it did in 2017 and 18. Adding to this concern, over 70% of XRP's realized market cap, a measure based on the price at which each token last moved, has formed between late 2024 and early 2025. As you can see in the image here, and this means that the market is now heavily concentrated in newer holders, creating a top-heavy structure that is historically prone for sharper sell-offs during volatility. So right now, XRP is trading at about $2.14 and newer holders are barely breaking even. So if the people that are already in profits start to take more profits because of these newer buyers, XRP could definitely decline towards the $1.50, $1.60 range, even possibly retesting $1.35. The realized price is near the floor of $1.30 and the downside target suggested by XRP's descending triangle, which is considered a bearish reversal pattern, which was formed during the uptrend. As you can see right here, when price pumped up, we have been going into this triangle pattern here. We haven't broke down officially to the downside. We have had that one crazy spike to the 50 EMA. Now, alternatively, though, if we start to make a move to the upside and get a decisive bounce from the 50-week exponential moving average, that could invalidate the downside setup, enabling XRP for a climb towards that $3 range again. So for all of you out there that have been talking about XRP to your friends, they finally got involved. You need to convince them to become diamond hands just like you have been. We all know in the future, with all this positive news that's been coming out, fundamentally, the charts have not responded, but fundamentally, everything's setting up for XRP to have a surge, but there could be a fear factor with a crazy drop for you to sell all your tokens prior to the shot to the upside. Now, yesterday, as you see in the beginning of this video, I use CoinMarketCap every single day. And as I was doing my intro, going through the different scenarios and the different numbers, a icon kept popping up on my screen telling me to connect my wallet. And CoinMarketCap has never done that ever before. So I just kept hitting the refresh button instead of actually connecting my wallet. And thank goodness I did, because CoinMarketCap has identified and removed a malicious wallet scam. The malicious code has been removed from this system, though the team insists the investigation of the incident is still ongoing. They need to find out who was behind it and also find out if someone was using CoinMarketCap, connected their wallet, and they got drained. That's going to be a huge problem. As far as their investigation goes, they went on to say, our team is continuing the investigation, taking steps to strengthen our security. We are aware the malicious pop-up prompting users to verify wallet has appeared on our site. And here's an example of that of Jameson Lott posting it on their X account. It says, verify your wallet, and then you would click the button. But I did not click the button. I just kept hitting refresh, and it would pull up this, and then it would take 15 seconds, and it'd pop up again. So I closed it out, opened it up, and I finally was able to get through my segment part there. But it was very annoying because this did not want to go away. MetaMask and Phantom quickly spotted the issue. Crypto user Jet claimed that the digital asset wallet MetaMask and Phantom had red flagged it. At the time of publication, users with Phantom wallet browser extensions are shown a warning site as unsafe to use, according to further investigation by CoinMarketCap. And here is what would pop up. CoinMarketCap.com is blocked. Phantom believes the site is malicious and unsafe to use. And by the way, if you would like to keep up to date or know about security for crypto more, if that was something you've ever been worried about, you can join us at Altcoin Pro University. Link is down in the description. We have an entire class, Ironclad Crypto Strategy, and it goes through everything, including crypto wallets, seed phrases, fine-tuning your crypto security, everything you could possibly need when it comes to keeping your crypto safe. So make sure you sign up today. Link is down in the description. All right, heading over to XRP. We're on the daily charts. Let's go ahead and flip to the weekly charts right now. We do have 24 hours left in the weekly chart, another down candle. Now, as far as our long-term momentum goes, we are still bullish. We're in the green for momentum. However, our short-term momentums have definitely flatlined out. So we're waiting for these to start to make its push to the upside on XRP specifically, because Bitcoin, as we can see here, they have already started their surge. And in fact, the shortest short-term momentum wave has peaked out at 100, and it's actually starting to get a red indication that it could turn down against it on the weekly charts. Now, the other thing that is really negative for the Bitcoin charts is the fact that we've been pumping. We have this double top, and there is definitely a bearish divergence occurring on the weekly charts for Bitcoin. Now, right now, Bitcoin is holding up above the 10 exponential moving average. It needs to continue to maintain that. Otherwise, we could be seeing a drop back down to the level here of 93,000 for that 30 exponential moving average. Hey, bull runners, are you feeling FOMO about this bull run without the right financial support? We're here to change that. We're not just about funding, we're about growing your business together. Whether you're investing in crypto, kicking off a new startup, managing your existing business, or looking to expand, we have personalized funding that meets your exact needs. Imagine starting your business or getting capital to invest $100,000 to $250,000 at 0% interest. That's not a dream, it's what we do. We've helped countless entrepreneurs like you with 0% interest funding without needing personal funds, income verification, or collateral. With just a 680 credit score, you qualify. We understand that your business can't wait, so take advantage of our quick funding approach. We look beyond the credit score with inclusive approval process that sees the big picture of your business or investment potential. Our flexible repayments are tailored to match your business cycles, ensuring you can manage repayments without strain. With access to our extensive lending network of over 5,000 options, we're committed to finding the perfect match for your business or investing needs. Plus, you'll have our dedicated team by your side, guiding you through every step of the funding journey. Whether it's buying crypto, hiring new employees, or launching a new product, we're committed to your success. Click the link to connect with our expert advisors and secure your business's future now. As we continue to dive into XRP, as you can see, we lost the 10 exponential moving average on XRP. Then we were being held by the 30, and unfortunately, we are also losing the 30 exponential moving average. So we'll go ahead and turn on our 50 exponential moving average on the weekly, as we talked about in the article earlier before, and you can see that would bring us down to a $1.80 level. Now, the other thing that's important to keep in mind on the weekly charts, we do have this very important level right here. $1.92 is going to be a very strong support for us, because this is our low, right? So this is the lowest low as of our recent market structure for the bodied candles. We do have wicks below there, but the bodied candles are the most important. Just like right here was our most recent lowest high, but then a couple of weeks later when we tried to break that level, unfortunately, we did not get there. We didn't even have the body close higher than the previous bodies. That was from May 12th and the week of May 19th. And unfortunately, we've seen the fall off and the sell off since then. As we check in on our daily charts, our short-term momentum waves have completely zeroed out. As I mentioned, this is very likely going to be finished by Monday. Weekends are usually lackluster in the crypto market anyway. But our long-term momentum, once we cross this level here back on May 28th, we're showing some long-term bearish momentum right now. So that definitely needs to turn back to the upside. And this is also, like we talked about, the bearish divergence on the weekly charts before. As you can see right here, on the daily charts for XRP, we had a bearish divergence that appeared, and sure enough, we've sold off. What that means is price continued to go to the higher side, but in reality, momentum of the coin was actually coming to the downside. So as of right now, if you're looking at it logically, we are in more bearish territory for XRP until we get some volume. Now, could price all of a sudden shoot to the upside spike? Yes, it definitely can, but we need to be careful and we need to be smart about where we're keeping an eye out. So right now, the new candle just started. You can see we are in one of our supply and demand zones with the bodies of the candle that is at $2.06. If we lose this level, watch out. We need to hold $1.90. That's the downside. However, if we start to turn back to the upside, we can break above the 10 exponential moving average on the daily charts. Then that allows us to break above $2.15. And that'll get us back into this range right here, which is another area that we're going to have to watch for a resistance to the upside, $2.33. After we break that, $2.43, which is the one that we really, really want to break. That's the one that we wanted to break back here a couple of weeks ago, because that would get us a new higher high on this new market structure we're forming for XRP to the upside. which would be very, very, very positive for us. As we take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly charts, as we were talking a couple of days ago, these bodied candles from December 16th and December 9th was our current level that we needed to break, and we finally did in this last surge on the week of May 12th. Well, unfortunately, we've now lost that level. We have 24 hours for price to surge back above this level of $104 and 200,000. We did hold support off the 10 exponential weekly moving average. So there is still hope for us right now. However, signs are not looking great on the weekly charts. When we look at this on the daily charts, our momentum, short-term momentum, has all reset to the bottom. So we could see a nice one more final attempt to the upside. We have just recently flipped bearish on the daily charts for the Bitcoin momentum, but we'll keep a close eye on that. As you can see right now, we just broke below the 50 exponential moving average on the daily. It's trying to surge up there in the early minutes of this new daily candle. Let's see if we can just get this surge. Let's get it out of the way. Get this little break to the downside, surge back up. Let's look for Bitcoin on the daily charts to reclaim $105,000, getting back above the 50, 30, and 10 exponential moving average, and just avoid this potential bearish move. In fact, when we take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly charts again, we have something that could very well be an awesome situation coming up here, which this is a little bull flag that's setting up on the weekly from this lower push level, this lower pivot to this upper level. And if we could break out of this to the upside, if this bull flag pattern plays out right here, we're looking at 147,000 Bitcoin to the upside. The only thing I don't like is when you have a situation like this with this bearish divergence, a lot of times it can be very bad sign. So as we talk about divergence, this is on the weekly charts. We can also see right here, for example, the opposite is true. So momentum is starting to climb to the upside here for Bitcoin. But right here, price was still coming to the downside. So this is just, I drew this out a little too far. But as you can see right here, and that was actually the reversal of Bitcoin from the lows. Taking a look at Ethereum on the weekly charts here, we have the same scenario playing out for Ethereum as well with this potential bull flag pattern. Unfortunately, right now, we have broken out of the patterns box, and that's 2,349 that we need to have kept. We do have 23 hours left to break back into that box, which is very possibility. We could have just done a liquidity sweep to the downside, make this surge right back up into that level. So right now we have the new daily candle that just started for Ethereum as well. Because look at what happened. We had this trading range. Price swept all the liquidity to the upside. Comes down, sweeps all the liquidity to the downside. Now we can finally get our actual move. Now, when we're doing the Ethereum move, when this breaks out to the upside on its bull flag pattern, this one has a great upside potential to $4,120, $4,000 range for Ethereum to the upside. Now, if we break to the downside, unfortunately, I do see it potentially filling the fair value gap all the way to the downside. So that's 1863. It'd be a pretty gnarly drop to the downside. And some of you guys say, oh, fair value gaps are not important, whatever the case may be. So we can see right here, there was just a fair value gap that was right here. Price literally yesterday came down and cleared exactly to the bottom of that fair value gap. And this one is going to be eliminated now. We do have some great fair value gaps to the upside, getting us back in the 2,700 range. But this one down here is rather big, and it may want to come and fill that liquidity in.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. 1,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,